Welcome back. In today's video, let's predict the latest plot of 4 Huge News Emmerdale. 1. Kim and Gabby clash over police as enemy could destroy them. 2. Emmerdale's Gabby Thomas faces huge setback in revenge plot against Nikki. 3. Emmerdale's Wendy Posner and Liam Kavanagh caught out over affair. 4. Emmerdale to reveal Jai Sharma's biological father in wedding episode. 4. Emmerdale to reveal Jai Sharma's biological father in wedding episode. Rishi shares the full story. Emmerdale reveals the truth about Jai Sharma's biological father next week. Jai gets the answers he's desperate for when his dad Rishi and mum Georgia pay him a visit on the morning of his wedding to Laurel Thomas. Recent episodes have explored Jai's shock upon learning that he was adopted by Rishi. Rishi has confirmed that Georgia is Jai's biological mother, but has refused to share any details about who the mystery father is. Next week, the family tensions get worse when Georgia visits the village ahead of Jai and Laurel's wedding. Georgia is now played by former EastEnders star Lynn Blackley, after show bosses recast the part. Jai doesn't give Georgia a warm welcome as he blames her for not telling him the truth years ago. Laurel urges him to resolve the issues for everyone's sake. Depressed over the harsh way that Jai is treating him, Rishi hits the bottle for comfort. Laurel is shocked when an intoxicated Rishi makes a hurtful comment about her past abortion. Georgia is livid with Rishi for making the situation even worse. The following day, Jai and Laurel try to focus on their wedding as they get dressed for the happy occasion. The mood turns sour again when Rishi and Georgia pay a visit to Mulberry Cottage. Finally prepared to be honest with Jai, a hesitant Rishi finally shares the identity of the businessman's biological father. Jai responds badly to the news, prompting Rishi to storm out. However, once Jai has had time to think, he tells Georgia that he'd like both her and Rishi to attend the wedding. Georgia leaves a voicemail for Rishi, urging him to be at the ceremony. Rishi listens to the message, but still isn't sure whether to attend. Later, Jai and Laurel happily exchange their vows in a beautiful ceremony, but Jai is upset by Rishi's absence on his happy day. Can the family rift ever be mended? 3. Emmerdale's Wendy Posner and Liam Kavanagh caught out over affair. Bernice exposes the truth. Emmerdale lovers Wendy Posner and Liam Kavanagh are caught out over their secret fling next week. The pair's antics come back to haunt them after Bernice Blackstock unexpectedly uncovers evidence which proves they're betraying Bob Hope. Early next week, Liam surprises Wendy by arranging a night away for the two of them. Wendy makes her excuses to her partner Bob, explaining that she needs to go away. Bernice hates seeing Bob treated like this, so she reluctantly lets him know that Wendy and Liam are sleeping together. Bob stubbornly refuses to believe that Wendy would betray him, so he unfairly accuses Bernice of stirring up trouble. Shortly afterwards, Wendy gets into Liam's car and they drive off together. Bernice watches and is stunned by how brazen they're being. Clearly unsettled by Bernice's claims, Bob asks Liam's housemate Bear Wolf for some insight into his behavior. Bear confirms that Liam appears to have a new woman in his life, but he doesn't know who it is. An upset Bob does some further digging and soon tells Bernice that he now believes her, as he has phoned the hotel to confirm Wendy's whereabouts. Bernice continues to feel terrible for Bob, wrestling with her own feelings for him. At the hotel, Liam gets upset when Wendy tells him that she wants to stop the affair. Wendy puts distance between her and Liam by heading to another bedroom. Back at the B&B, Bob is tempted to spend the night with Bernice, but will he go through with it? 2. Emmerdale's Gabby Thomas faces huge setback in revenge plot against Nikki. Gabby has been left reeling. Gabby Thomas has faced a huge setback on Emmerdale in her revenge plot against Nikki Milligan. Last week, Gabby vowed revenge on her ex-fiancé and his father Caleb after being a victim to their schemes, which saw him reveal that their relationship was all a ruse. A vengeful Gabby was resolute in her desire to get her own back in tonight's, July 17th, episode, informing Kim and Dawn of her wish to hire a private investigator. Kim revealed that she had already been down that avenue to no avail, but this didn't perturb Gabby, who remained hellbent on getting her revenge. Dawn subsequently offered to take Gabby for a drink in order to take her mind off the debacle, but Gabby had plans of her own, a meeting with a detective. The officer said a potential crime was committed if Nicky had falsified his nanny references, but Kim revealed that they never received any documents despite Gabby asserting otherwise. After the detective left, Dawn and Kim both admitted that they indeed saw the references, with the latter revealing that she would shred the evidence as she didn't want the police looking into Home Farm. Gabby was left heartbroken after being put in her place, leaving her quest for vengeance up in the air, but will she be able to convince Kim to change her mind? Elsewhere in tonight's episode, newcomer Sunny Sharma was considering pursuing a romance with Nicky, whilst Mary Goskirk found herself in a pickle following the return of the scheming Faye Helders. 1. Emmerdale spoilers. Kim and Gabby clash over police as enemy could destroy them. Gabby Thomas was still in her pajamas at the start of Monday's Emmerdale episode, on a workday, as well. Kim Tate was understandably not impressed, and she was in no mood to indulge Gabby's self-pity as she continued to fume about being dumped by Nicky. The fact that Gabby had been stood up on a date and had happened to see Nicky enjoying a drink with Sunny hadn't improved her mood at all, and she was out to get revenge against the man who dumped her on her wedding day. In fact, she'd vowed that Nicky and Caleb would wish they'd never even met her. She told Kim and Dawn she'd decided to hire a private investigator to find out everything about Nicky and Caleb. "You'd be wasting your time. I already did that," said Kim, because of course she did. Kim said that they hadn't found anything and Gabby was going to have to let it go. Later on, Gabby had at least managed to get dressed, but she was still completely focused on Nicky. Kim and Dawn were surprised when there was a knock at the door and a police officer arrived. Gabby had decided to report Nicky, and Kim did not look happy. Nicky told the officer that Nicky had lied about his surname being Fox and impersonated a nanny. The officer said that wasn't illegal unless he falsified his references. Gabby jumped on that comment, because of course Nicky must have given false references. Kim quickly shut the conversation down, saying that she'd never bothered to chase up any references because Gabby had been so keen to employ Nicky. Dawn realized what Kim was doing and said that Nicky had been a good nanny. "Loved him," she said. "And so did Lucas." Angrily, Gabby realized she wasn't getting anywhere with the Nicky angle and moved on to Caleb, telling the officer that Caleb was trying to con us all. Again Kim stepped in, saying that it was a business deal that went badly, but all perfectly legitimate. Nobody got conned. Gabby was starting to look quite despondent, and Kim made things a whole lot worse for her when she explained to the police officer that Gabby was upset because her fiancé jilted her on her wedding day because he's gay. Obviously not a police matter, so the officer left, leaving Gabby looking shell-shocked at how her cunning revenge plan had turned out to be such a damp squib. "I saw those references, I know I did," she insisted afterwards, and Dawn said that she had too. "Dawn smart enough to know when to keep her mouth shut," Kim said, adding they'd be shredding the references. "The last thing we need is the police digging around," she explained. She knew that if the police talked to Caleb and he felt under threat, he would have no hesitation in telling him everything he knew about Kim's business operations, with the implication that there was plenty of stuff that Kim would rather keep quiet, said. "Just leave it. Do as you're told, Gabby." Is Gabby smart enough, like Dawn, to know when to let things go, or has she been too hurt by Nicky to know that pursuing a vendetta against him could cause far more trouble in the long run?
Xin chào các bạn đã quay trở lại UK Soát Spoiler. Vừa rồi các bạn đã theo dõi một sản phẩm của chúng tôi, UK Soát Spoiler, một kênh tin tức chuyên cung cấp cho các bạn những thông tin mới nhất về những bộ phim xà phòng của Vương quốc Anh như Extender, Emmerdale, Corner Transit và Hollywood. Các bạn hãy để lại bình luận bên dưới về những thông tin chúng tôi đã nêu trong video. Hãy like và subscribe để ủng hộ kênh. Xin chào và hẹn gặp lại các bạn video tiếp theo.